Kendall, as always, I appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, no problem at all, Jonathan. Appreciate you having me.
I just want to get your thoughts about Derrick Rose and the celebration of his career at the United Center. You say what you want about the Bulls. You talk about first class. I just thought that's a memory that we'll never forget. As everyone was just loving on Chicago's own Derrick Rose, that was great.
It was great. I had so many people calling me, asking me for tickets that wanted to attend the celebration. And, it was just the amount of people that waited until after the ceremony to be there. I mean, that place was packed. Nobody went home. Everybody stayed there. And, it seemed like everybody wore their Sunday's best to come out to celebrate D. Rose. And, that just shows you the impact he had on not only the basketball community here in Chicago, but the whole city overall.
Kendall, the topic that's out there now is no one can replace the 6 championships in 8 years with Michael Jordan and those teams for the Chicago Bulls. But how close is Derrick to that? I mean, based on how much love that he got, just wondering, like, in the lore of Bulls basketball since the 90s, how close is Derrick to that legacy?
Well, he's close because of him being the number one pick, him being a 3-time All-Star, him being the youngest MVP of all time. You heard Luol Deng saying, yes, we didn't win a championship, but this is their championship, having D. Rose's number retired. Of course, MJ and Scotty won 6 Tony Kukoc, they won 6 championships. So, that's in order for Derrick to be in that realm, he'd have to win a championship. Mm-hmm. But he won an MVP. Had he not gotten hurt, he I believe, could have won at least one because of his talent and the talent he has surrounding him. And also, he possibly could have been in the championship round several times. We'll never know, but I think that his impact being a number one pick and being an MVP and a 3-time All-Star, that puts him there with those guys.
So after the Bulls fell short against the Lakers at the UC, the Bulls are 500. So what would you say is the state of the ball club right now?
I think that they're in a really good position because, they're at 500. They've had to deal with so many injuries. Right now, Trey Jones, Zach Collins out, which are 2 key guys. If this team was ever to get healthy, it would be on a consistent basis, it would be scary how good this team can be because nobody expected them to even be 500 at this point. We got off to a 6-1 start to the season. Everybody was going crazy. Then the injuries started happening, and then the losing started coming. But when these guys are together and healthy, they're putting together win streaks. I mean, they're 5-0 to start the season. Then they go on another stint where they're 5-0 again. Then just recently, with the exception of the Lakers loss, they had just won 4 in a row. Mm-hmm. So, that just lets you know that, there is potential here. And I know that people have talked about, we should make trades and everything, which is a possibility. I mean, they could possibly trade anybody on this team because a lot of teams like the players that we have. But, I hope that AK keeps it together to see what this team can do when they're fully healthy.
So, I mean, if you are behind the desk, Kendall, and you have to look at this team, you're at 500, you are a better basketball team at this point than Milwaukee. And so you look at it, and doesn't it feel like you need to have a few added additions more so than the subtractions on the team? Because at 500, you can get, again, into the tournament somehow, play in or play off.
Yeah, you can. But if, like I said before, if we can stay healthy, I think that you can get to the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. I really do. Mm-hmm. It's not that far away. But like I said before, if I am sitting behind a desk, I am going to listen to offers. I mean, I'm sure there's been a lot of talk about Kobe White. There's been a lot of talk about Ayo Dosunmu, about Vooch. But it all depends on whether it makes my team better, whether I can make a move or not. And right now, the one guy that I would be interested in, and I'm sure every NBA team would be interested in this guy, is Giannis Antetokounmpo, to see his availability. Now, if that opportunity comes available, then okay, now I'm going to listen. And but there's been a lot of talk about like Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis is, of course we know, is always hurt and always injured and everything, and actually towards like the end of his career. So I don't know whether I would give up any of my core pieces for Anthony Davis. Probably not. And we need if the Bulls are going to make a trade, they need a guy that's a game changer, a guy that moves the needle. So, and the only person I see that out there that moves the needle is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That'd be a hell of a deal if you could do that. That'd be a hell of a deal.
It would be.
I don't remember if you and Cam talked about this in the post game, so I'll bring it up. Do you feel like we saw LeBron's last game at the UC? I feel like the way he played, saying "Give me the ball," and the way, I mean, he wasn't dominant, but you could see there was a couple of plays, turned the corner on the baseline, gave you some dunks. He's wearing number 23. I felt like he was saying goodbye to the Bulls or saying goodbye to Chicago without anyone really knowing. Is that fair?
It kind of felt that way. I mean, he had 20 in the first half, and only had 2 in the second half, but really put his imprint on the game in the first half. And I was telling somebody. I mean, LeBron is averaging, I think, almost 27 a game still, and averaging like 6 or 7 rebounds, 6 or 7 assists a game. He's still one of the best players in the league. But I was telling this to a person I was having a conversation with LeBron about the other day. When did I think LeBron was going to retire? I said, this may be his last year. I said, because it's not because he can't play anymore, but it's time for him to go. Every great actor knows when it's time to get off the stage. And I think that LeBron knows that time is coming. I mean, the Los Angeles Lakers are Luka Doncic's team now. And LeBron probably is, he's built a life for him outside of basketball that's waiting on him. So, he possibly could leave. And also, for the first time, he's not an all-star starter. So when the light is starting to dim like that, it's time.
I felt like he was trying to show a little bit more spark, knowing that this might be it. And I'm surprised it wasn't a bigger deal. And it's all good. I mean, at his age, for him to still be able to get it done, Kendall, that's at 41, that's remarkable.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. And, you got to give him kudos because of what he's done throughout his entire career, and his ability to take care of his body at this age, 41, and still have the averages that he has. I mean, that's remarkable.
Let me look up your guy Kareem. Was he giving you that kind of work at the end of his career? I don't think he was. Your guy Kareem.
Kareem wasn't giving him that type of work, but Kareem played under much different rules. It's a reason why guys are scoring the amount of points that they're scoring these days, because the defenses have been, and the game has been engineered to promote scoring. Mm-hmm. So that's why you see guys having 70-point games. That's why you can see Luka Doncic last night have 46 and get to wherever he wanted to go, because you can't have physical play on the defensive side of the ball. It's engineered that way. Not saying that Luka couldn't still be a great player back before the rules changed. He would still be great, but I believe not to the level that these guys are doing it now.
Kendall, is there a guy in the league, non-Bull, that you enjoy watching?
Oh, yeah. I love watching Donovan Mitchell from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I love watching Jalen Brunson from the Knicks. I love watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I like watching Luka as well. I mean, I love the way that Luka can knock down the three-point ball and his joy of the game, even though he complains all the time. We have people in the studio saying he complains after every call, after every offensive play. I was like, but he's just trying to, get the refs to give him fouls and everything. And I love watching Anthony Edwards play as well.
These are guys that you I think you look at and you say, man, if that was me, I'm giving guys work. Because you look at
Yeah.
that with today's rules, Kendall, oh my
Oh
God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean because you have so many open lanes to the basket and they can't touch you, and if you have any athleticism or any quickness whatsoever, you'll have a field day with this type of defense. And then also too, a lot of people say, well, the guys, and I hear this from young kids all the time. The guys in the '90s couldn't shoot. I'm like, don't you think we would have practiced the 3-point ball the way that they're
Yes.
the way that they're shooting down? We would have done the same thing. So, it's called adapting, and that's exactly what would have happened. I mean, the players in my era could have still played in today's era if the rules were the same.
Kendall, I need some life advice. Could you help me?
Yeah.
I've known you for a long time, and of
Right.
course I've watched you for a long time and admired you, but I need some help because I've turned the corner into my 50s,
Okay.
and I just need to know what it takes to become a silver fox.
Oh man. Well, yeah. The Silver Fox Squad is a group I am a member of. I have been a member of now for almost 3.5 years.
Yes.
You need to grow a gray beard.
Oh no.
And that's something I know that you don't have.
No, I do not have that. If I did, I look like Grady from Sanford and Son, so that wouldn't be no good.
Right. So if you grow a great beard, J Hood, I think that I could vouch for you. I could get you in because you have to be invited in.
Okay.
And then the founder, whose name is Irvin Randall, needs to look at you and see whether you fit all the criteria. And I think that you do, but you need to get a full gray beard, man.
Oh my God. So, but what about the clothing? Because like the hats, right? The hat.
Right.
You have a great hat collection. I'm starting to work on it, right? Stetson, old school, new school. So I'm working on the hats.
Okay.
I'm working on the clothes, right? Okay,
Right.
a little big and tall, but that's all right. It's still clean. Okay,
Yeah,
and
and that's all you have to be. You have to bring your best, look good, smell good, feel good, and that's part of the persona. And the hats and the sunglasses that's our trademark. And we were standing. We had a thing in Atlanta, and we were all standing on the corner, and these people were driving by, honking their horns. The Silver Fox Squad, the Silver Fox. I had no idea that they had this. I mean, this is when I first joined the group, but I had no idea that they had this type of popularity all over the country, And honestly, when we go to these events, I feel like I'm in like New Edition.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like I feel like that. It's crazy to be like in a rock band, man. So that's exactly what it feels like.
Coming to the UC new edition.
They are coming.
I got tickets. Oh my God! I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get a second mortgage.
Yeah, I know. I know they're expensive, but my wife asked me to go, and then I said, well, we'll go next time.
Why didn't I say that? I'll come out and see that's Silver Fox, like great, a great thing that you just gave right there. That's good advice. I should have said next time.
Listen, we just saw him a couple of years back, so I want to put some years in between, and then we'll go see him again.
That's right. I'm stuck. I gotta go. So, but I like those guys. I do.
Love them too.
I do. Lastly, I know because you love boxing. I want to ask you about this new Zuffa boxing that's out. It's run by Turki Al-Sheikh, who has been all over pro wrestling and mixed martial arts and boxing. He's one of the guys in Saudi Arabia that's pushing the money for this, and also Dana White. Dana White, even though he's in the MMA, he's always loved boxing first. And so they're doing this new boxing league. I just want to know your thoughts on the state of boxing and whether or not you feel like Zuffa, that was on Paramount, by the way, over the weekend, a lot of commercials, not a lot of boxing, but still, just with your overall thoughts about the sport, where it is right now in 2026.
Well, I like Turki Al-Sheikh entering the boxing game because he makes the fights happen.
Mm-hmm.
He made Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford happen. He made the heavyweight division. You have one unified champion in Alexander Usyk because he made the fights so that there would be one. And that's the one thing Dana White does is well. with UFC. He makes everybody fight everybody. And I think that this is what's going to happen with this Zuffa boxing. If, once, and I know it's a league and everything, I don't know all of the rules and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
but the one thing that we will see is we won't see like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao just, walking in circles around each other for 5 years.
Right.
The fights that we see, they will happen, and that's exactly what Turki Al-Sheikh has done since he's been involved in the game of boxing.
I'm looking forward to seeing what that does. Any increased attention to boxing in a positive way, I'm all for it, Kendall.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And people sometimes say, well, boxing is dead and things like that, but it's not dead. When we get the fights we want, people show up. I mean, you look at the recent Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul fight, that did 45 million viewers.
Mm-hmm.
You look at, like I mentioned before, Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford did huge numbers, on Netflix. You just need to put the fights together, and once you put the fights together, then people will show up.
Is the Silver Fox going to get back in the ring?
No. Silver Fox squad member is not good. I'm all about just walking around in a suit and looking good with my partner. That's it. I don't want to take any more punches, Jalen.
But you were great, though, man. You were getting it done.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, but I'm too old now, man. I'll be 58 coming up my next birthday, and 58-year-olds need to be on the golf course.
Understood. Totally understood. Keep killing it on CHSN. I just wanted to stop and talk to you because we're on the precipice of the trade deadline, and I just look forward to seeing what the Bulls do for the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I won't be surprised if the Bulls make a move, but I won't be surprised if they stand pat as well.
I think as long as we don't play the Heat again, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and we got the Heat 3 times in a row coming up here for the makeup game. That's going to be crazy.
I just want it to rain every time that the Heat come in, so that way I have to play.
Too, man.
Get tired of playing them. Tired of seeing them.
Exactly.
Kendall, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, Jay Hood, appreciate it.
Kendall Gill from CHSN covers the Bulls in the NBA for CHSN in Chicago. The great flying Illini player and one of the best players out of the state of Illinois just joined us here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Just wanted to jump in the conversation and get his thoughts about the Bulls. He feels like, knowing the Bulls the way he does and the way we all know, that more than likely the Bulls will stand still and not have a major impact player coming in. Everybody wants Giannis, and Giannis is with Milwaukee, and they're spinning their wheels. If Milwaukee's spinning their wheels, what do you think the Bulls are doing? Let's just be honest. I mean, it's a better season than I thought, but then I didn't think Milwaukee would be this bad. And we know that Indiana was going to struggle because of injuries, but it's just what it is. You kind of just stuck right there in mediocrity, even though when you watch this Bulls team, when I watch them, I'll tell you what I'm watching for. When I watch this Bulls team, I'm looking at the development of players on this Bulls squad, like Buzelis. It starts there with Kobe White. I like watching some of these young guys. I'm still a big Ayo Dosunmu guy. And I just don't know. Josh Giddey is a young player as well. I just don't know if the Bulls have the balls to be able to make a big deal, big sweeping changes, and go one way or the other. Because a lot of people around the league say the Bulls need to unplug this thing and start young and work your way up. But the Bulls, they cherish that extra day or two in April when the lights are on for the play-in or the playoff. And to me, the value should be, how do you get the team going and what's the direction of the basketball team? Is it Josh Giddey and Buzelis? Is that the future of the team? Or are you trying to get better and find a star? The Bulls are bereft of stars on this roster. And it's amazing that they're 500 at this point in time. They played some good basketball, and then sometimes you just go away defensively. But this trade deadline will be interesting for other teams. I'm not sure the Bulls are going to do anything that's going to make this trade deadline pop, because they usually don't. They usually have the phone down, maybe turned off, and not really doing much at the deadline. But it's good to hear from Kendall Gill, his thoughts about what's going on with this Bulls team. And as always, we're presented by Southwest Airlines. The link is in the bio, by the way, for Southwest Airlines. Check it out. Buy, gift, and transfer points. At Southwest, we give you the power to control your Rapid Rewards balance. If your balance needs a little love, you can buy Rapid Rewards points anytime, but it doesn't stop there. You can gift or transfer your points to others or donate them to charity. Talk about making someone's day. That's Southwest Airlines. They are good to us, so I want you to be good to them. Next time you travel, consider Southwest Airlines. All right, we got so much more here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment to everything that we do here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. So long, everybody.